Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Christal. It is time for us to have our Women in Real Estate feature for the month of September, and I am so excited to have Alyssa Holbrook here with us. Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
I know this is going to be a really good conversation. So, before I let you tell us a little bit more about what your business looks like right now, I just want to share a little bit about your background. Alyssa is a certified life coach through the Life Coach School and an advanced certified deep dive coach. She helps investors build a $1 million real estate portfolio in 6 months by mastering their mind. She is passionate about understanding the mind, becoming a better version of herself, and helping her clients create cash flow so they can live their ideal life. Her passion for real estate began at an early age when she purchased her first rental at 14 years old. I can't wait to hear more about that. Personally remodeling a cat-infested mobile home speaks to her intense work ethic that drove her to become a top 10 agent at Utah's largest home builder by the age of 21. She draws on 11 years of experience as a real estate agent and associate broker, and over 15 years of investing in residential, multifamily, and commercial properties to deliver powerful results to her clients. Again, welcome, Alyssa.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, so I got to rewind a little bit. How did that happen at 14? Tell me.
Yeah, it's actually a funny story. When I was, I think 12 or 13, I watched a Disney Channel movie and there was a girl who took pictures of everything. And I asked my mom how much it would cost to have a camera. So I earned that money doing chores, babysitting at my dad's office, like literally dollar by dollar. We were paid $1 a day for chores. And when I got to $300, there was no way I was buying a camera. And about the same time, my mom gave me the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh,
and
that's
oh
a
my
classic.
gosh, that was it.
Yes.
So
Oh my goodness.
I
I love
took that
that.
$500. My parents matched it, and I bought a
Yeah.
$1,000 non-operational mobile home.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Now, is this the same property that was cat infested, or was that a separate
No,
property?
that was the second one. Yep. So yes.
Oh my gosh, that is such a cool story. I love that. So this was like, now tell me, are your family or your parents in real estate? Did you see them? Yeah, tell
So
me.
my dad was a commercial appraiser and still is,
Okay.
but the funny thing is no one else had invested in real estate. So I kind of got
Interesting.
that bug, and now all of my extended family, we all own real estate. So
Oh, that
yeah.
is so amazing. I love that start. Okay, so tell us a little bit about like what your life looks like now, right? Family, running your business, that type of thing. And I know, but I want you to share with our listeners that you have since transitioned from being an active agent out in the field, listing and showing homes, that type of thing. So if you don't mind, just walk us through that journey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, I was an agent for many years. And then in
Mhm.
2018, I decided to become a life coach. So I have
Um,
3 children
Okay.
and I am married. Our
Yeah.
anniversary is tomorrow. It'll be
Oh my
12 years.
goodness. Congratulations.
So
Happy anniversry a little early, but happy anniversary. I love that.
thank you so much. Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't know if we would make it, but we
Like many of us, right?
yes. So yeah, I
Yeah.
transitioned into life coaching. Definitely I still invest in real estate personally. That's a big
Okay.
part of my life.
Yes.
But yeah, I love it's been a big growing process for me coming from
Mhm.
my background with my beliefs to see being a mother
Yeah.
and being a business owner as being not competing with each other, but actually augmenting and helping each other.
Yeah. Okay. I actually want you to stay there. I love that you went there because obviously, even though during the relation or the real estate features, that's what we're primarily talking about, but I also love the relationship angle where we talk about, balancing those important relationships in your life while being a businesswoman. So like, what does that look like for you now? You basically just spoke to that, but
Yeah.
how do you balance that and make like your kids and your husband, your family, like also a priority while you build your empire?
Yeah. So for me,
Mhm.
mine was kind of the opposite of maybe how most people would think of this, where I
Okay.
believed that, I mean, starting out when I was like 13 or 14, I
Mhm.
knew that I had a lot of ambition. I have no idea why.
Mhm.
I just love making money. It lights me up.
Yeah.
It's like money is my most natural relationship. That's how I would say it.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that. So you have
And
no scarcity, no mind drama there. You're
oh, I mean,
clean.
that's not true, but I just love it.
I like that.
I still have work there because though it was encouraged when I was young, I observed the women. I was Mormon, so I
Okay.
observed the
Yeah.
women, in my conservative religion, and we were
Yeah.
homeschooled, and I kind of had this view of like, I see the men are the ones who make the money and who are ambitious
Yeah.
and who have all these driving forces, and the women
Mhm.
stay at home and nurture and are with their children.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I believed basically at some point, like, oh, I see, like, that's not allowed. I'm wrong for having that
Ah,
ambition.
yeah.
And so I was very, achieved top 10 agent by age 21. But as soon as
Mhm.
I got pregnant and was going to have a baby,
Mhm.
I changed everything. Like,
Okay.
I had this contract with myself that now I was not allowed to be ambitious or make money.
Mm.
And that for me, it nearly destroyed me and our relationship.
Yeah.
Not allow
Yeah.
myself to have both, to live
Y-
my passion.
Yes. Yeah. So like how did you reconcile that? What did that look like? Because obviously you as we look at you today, you definitely figured it out, right? How to keep that drive and still, have your family and that type of thing. So how did you do it?
Yeah, last year I had a thought that I just thought over and over and over.
Mhm.
I can be an amazing mother and businesswoman.
Love the and.
And it was just day in and day out. And when thought work would
Yeah.
come up, I would be there with myself. So even just about a month ago, I was processing actually with my therapist, kind of
Yeah.
this um, competition, and I could
Mhm.
see that I couldn't see that they were compatible. Like it
Mm.
was, I was doing parts work, so I could see the part of me that wanted to that believed that all that I couldn't have ambition outside of being a homemaker and a mother.
Yeah.
And then there was this part of me that wanted to be the business owner. And I was feeling rigid in both of those
Mhm.
roles. And so I
Mm.
would bounce back and forth between them mentally, which was exhausting.
Yeah.
And so I had the part of me that thought that I could only have the mother and homemaker ambition speak
Yeah.
to the business part of me. And the
Mm.
business and what it said was like, this is the neurolinguistic programming that we look at. It
Yeah.
said, please solve this for me.
Mm.
Like you take over for a little while and then
Mhm.
and like release me. It wanted to be
Yes.
free.
Yes. Oh, wow, that's powerful.
So yeah, it's been several years of work, but
Mhm.
like that really felt like when it clicked, like that resolution just felt like, oh, that was a big moment for me.
Yes, I love that you shared that because I know there are a lot of listeners who are going to relate to that. Wanting, because many of my listeners have a family, and so wanting
Mhm.
to be able to be present in that role as mom, but also have this like innate drive to
Mhm.
have a career and to earn money and that type of thing. So I really appreciate you sharing that so much because also there is a segment of my audience that they are the first to entrepreneurship similar to you, right?
Yes.
I guess your dad was because he was a commercial appraiser,
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
had his own business doing that, right?
Right.
Okay.
But
But
there was,
as a
yeah, there
woman,
was,
yeah. Yes.
I think it was 2019 when I adopted the
Mhm.
identity, I am an entrepreneur. And I
Yeah.
remember being at the gym specifically and just repeating to myself, I am an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur, like in every different way,
Yes.
really feeling
Yes.
it sink into my bones. Like, cause that
Yeah.
hadn't been my identity, even though I'd been doing it. It was a
Yeah.
conscious taking on of that. And
Yeah.
then really for me seeing how, like, it's crazy. I couldn't have imagined how much value my kids would get from
Mm.
watching me achieve my dreams. Right?
Yes.
Like, I
Oh my
think it's
God.
so inspiring for them to see
Yes.
me like, oh, I'm on a podcast interview. And they're like, so
Right.
awesome. I'm like, you go. Like they want for you, your family and loved
Yeah.
ones want for you what you want more than you even want it.
Yeah. I love that. That's a really good reminder. That's so good. So tell me a little bit about because it sounds like when you had like your first child, you were still, of course, trying to like reconcile this within yourself. So is that also when you transitioned from being an active agent to wanting to start working on being a coach? When did that transition happen
Yeah, that transition
from?
happened in 2018 when I had
Okay.
3 children. So I had
Okay,
just
at
had
three.
my third baby at that time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And was that one of your reasons for wanting to get out of being out in the field all the time because you had three kids or
No, actually,
tough?
no, not at all.
Okay.
I it was just okay. So my reason for becoming a coach, I think, is what made it so compelling that I was
Mm-hmm.
willing to take on fewer listings. I still did both, but
Gotcha.
it became the driving force because of where I was at in that moment. So I was experiencing a lot of postpartum depression and anxiety,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
that's a real thing.
yes. And I
Mm-hmm.
tried medicine for like 3 months and it was way worse. Actually, I think it was only
Yeah.
4 weeks, but it was worse, not
Okay.
better. And that
Yeah.
felt so hopeless to me. And when the doctor prescribed me the medicine, he also
Mm-hmm.
said, like, this will essentially be a reset for your thoughts, but you need to decide what to put in there. And
Wow.
so, yeah, so I remember feeling so much anxiety, and I had a couple of like a little bit of feeling like my house was closing in on me and it was hard to be
Mm.
alone. That it was pretty intense, panic attacks.
Yeah.
And I had the thought, someone has to have figured this out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
when I find that solution, I will devote my life to helping other people.
Mm. I love that so much.
So that was
Yeah.
really like the turning point in the moment for me where I loved serving the clients, but it was
Mm-hmm.
time to understand the mind
Yes.
and free myself and others from sort of that mental hell. And
Yes.
then and then after that, see what I could create and how much of an example I could be of what was possible and kind of find out what I was made of. Like I really wanted to know what is possible for me. And I still
Mm-hmm.
want to know. Right? I'm
Absolutely.
still discovering
Yes.
that. And that's fascinating.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that and just being vulnerable because I know that that's also something that many of my listeners can relate to is, having postpartum, right? Or, just after baby comes, things may not have went back to like your plan or your schedule as you thought it
Right.
would, right?
Right.
And so I really appreciate you sharing that because number one, just the relatability and your vulnerability, but also number two, I'm always an advocate for us normalizing these kind of conversations, right? Where we
Yeah.
talk about how
Yeah.
important our mental health is. And I believe especially as women. And then, for those of you listening and watching on YouTube, Alyssa and I are connected through the school that we certified from. We went through a 6-month certification program with the life coach school. And so that is where she was also certified. And that's where she like started to hone in and become like a master of mind work, right? Through your
Yeah.
coaching. And
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit about what you do for your clients now, because I know that's what you really focus on is in regards to helping people build their real estate portfolio. So tell us, like, what does your business look like now?
Yeah. So my business is helping, people understand the investing process,
Okay.
but anyone could teach you how to invest, right? The
Mhm.
key, or many people, I think the
Yeah.
key is to understand how your mind works and what's holding you
Hmm.
back from reaching your largest potential. So my
Yeah.
role is not just with clients who are like, oh yeah, I'd like to do a little bit. It's like, how can we blow your minds? Like, it's
Yeah.
that level of fire and energy and passion. And then having all the tools, or many, many tools, to help them get there, and not just
Hmm.
understanding the process, which I have a very, very simple 5-step process that we
Okay.
follow, that when you
Yeah.
repeat that, you're able to invest over and over and over. But then
Hmm.
also a philosophy, and
Okay.
seeing what is your unique filter on the world that is
Mm.
preventing you from sort of reaching your potential, and how can we retrain you to teach yourself on purpose what's possible for you, and to
Mhm.
think way bigger.
Yeah, I love that. So tell us a little bit about what you primarily see your clients come to you with. Like what are name some of the mind blocks that they come to
Yeah.
you with?
Yeah, a lot of it, it's just I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And it's
Hmm.
sort of probably what they think they need is an accountability partner,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of like what
Yes.
they're maybe looking for, someone to tell me how and then hold me accountable. And it's so
Right.
much more than that. It's so much
Mm.
deeper. I also actually work for ClickFunnels for the 2 Comma
Oh,
Club S.
cool.
So it's
That's
it's
so
business,
cool.
yeah, it's business owners who are wanting to make $10 million in their business. So many of my clients, some
Yeah.
are at 20 million, but some are at 2 or 3 million. And I think in
Yeah.
understanding, like, some of them specifically work with real estate, and
Hmm.
it's interesting to see all roads lead to you.
Mm. Oh, that's
Wherever
so
we jump
good.
in at coaching, it's always you. And
Yes.
I like to see, I like to come from the perspective of your infinite potential and that you make sense.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So I think it's easy when we say all roads lead to you, it's easy to have your
Yeah.
mind first go to, oh, yeah, because I'm the problem, right? Because
Right,
it's just
that's
us
true.
as humans, and especially as
Yeah.
women, we tend to think
Yes.
something's wrong with me.
Mhm.
What did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? That's being really hard on ourselves is
Yeah.
kind of par for the course.
Mhm.
And it's really, we think that it drives us to do more and be better often,
Yeah.
but establishing like boundaries with yourself, like that was what I
Mhm.
see when I look back on myself at what was really happening. I
Mhm.
really was, when I was having postpartum anxiety, I was
Mhm.
so hard on myself and beating myself up
Mm.
all the time.
Yeah.
And so, for me and also with clients, it's really helpful to just have like things that are your work, like things that
Mhm.
your filter on the world, what tends to come up for you.
Yeah.
And it's going deeper than even just, it's like where all of the surface level coaching leads is to it might be, I don't trust the world. And then we're going to work on that. It
Mm.
might be,
Mhm.
I'm not worthy of love. Like that's one of my
Mm.
clients. And so we're
Okay.
really looking at shifting that. And it's learning to talk to yourself and to
Yes.
be there and be resonant with yourself.
Mhm.
That's like the key to making so much progress in your life.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. Okay. And so your client demographic, do you also have like realtors who have you kind of advise them on how to build their portfolio? Or is it primarily entrepreneurs outside of
No,
the
it's
real
also
estate space
realtors.
too? It is,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
My
Yeah.
main focus is on investing. Like, because I think I have such a passion for women owning real estate. I'm like, there is
Yes.
so much real estate, and it's much of it is owned by men, let's just say.
Yes.
And so my passion for helping women really
Yeah.
step into that. Like, it's not that hard. I think for so many people,
Hmm.
it feels overwhelming or daunting. They think they need to be good at math. I'm
Mm,
like, I could do the
yes.
math at 14. Like, it is not hard math.
Right. You can figure this out. Yeah.
You don't need to know market trends even. Like if you, I mean, they're going to be
Mm,
somewhat in touch with the market overall,
yeah.
but if the numbers make sense
Hmm.
and the cash flow makes sense and you do
Yeah.
good math, you don't just do math, you do good math. Like if the
Yes.
property, if the rents were to decrease, it still makes sense,
Yeah.
right? Then even in today's current climate of interest rates or whatever, it's
Hmm.
always going to work out. So it can
Yeah.
give you so much confidence and so much surety to go out and make offers
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That's
actually have that real estate passive income coming in so that you can be with your family more.
yes.
Like,
Right. That goes back to like reconciling the two, right? And making
yeah,
them both work.
yeah. Or you can just
Mhm.
do whatever you want.
Right.
I
It's true too.
mean, uh,
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. So I actually have a little question for you because
yeah,
this is your area of expertise. So we have a one rental property, and I know that, from like my, maybe I'll say my untrained, because I don't like keep up on market trends or
sure.
anything like that, right? But if it looks like we are to go into a recession, the timing of this recording is July of
Yeah,
2022. So if we were to go into a recession, is that a, and look, I also want to say that I understand recessions can be really hard for a lot of people. So
sure.
I want to acknowledge that. Business wise, real estate wise, is that prime time to invest?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Like we
Yeah.
have just seen, this is when all the good deals start. When you don't have
Yes.
12 offers on a
Right.
single family home, right?
Yeah.
Now all the opportunities open up.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
so, and I mean, I guess when I'm thinking that, it's like someone could see that as taking from someone else, like profiting off of someone else's hard time. But
Hmm.
I think there's so much to like when you purchase a property and you make it better, you really are doing
Yes.
so much good in the world. And I saw that at
Yes.
age 14, right?
Yeah.
That there was this mobile home that didn't even work and cats lived in it. And
Yeah.
yes, sorry, I kicked out the cats, but like it took up the level of all the homes on the neighborhood. So
That's so
it's
true.
like, given that if there were some properties that were maybe in foreclosure or whatever,
Hmm.
someone is going to come in and help make it better. And I think
Hmm.
for me as a landlord, like being my people love me. Like they're
Yeah.
so grateful that I'm coming in and
Yes.
helping improve the property, getting rid of we
Yes.
did one last year. We flipped it. I think it made like 80, almost 100,000 on this duplex
Uh-huh. Oh,
and
nice
like
duplex.
profit in I
Yeah.
think 8 months. And
Oh,
the
wow.
people there, um it had mold and it had rats and it had all sorts of problems. And
Oh
we just
my
like
goodness.
completely remodeled the place. They were amazing and worked with us. And,
Mm.
at first they might have thought you're just here to take up the rents, but we kept the rents
Right.
way below market while we just helped
Hmm.
make it better and better and better. So,
Yeah. I love that.
yeah, I think my coach told me a thought that I love. Her name's Sarah.
Hmm.
And she says, I am the best person in the world to have a lot of money, to have
Oh,
millions of
that's so
dollars.
good. Will you say that again?
Yeah, I'm the best person in the world to have millions of dollars.
Oh, that's so good. I would
Like
love for those. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
trust myself, right? Like
Trust.
I trust myself
Mhm.
as the steward of those properties and that money. And I think that's what makes it feel so in alignment to make money. It's like
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone else more than me.
Than me. Yes. And it's so interesting too, because when you said that thought, one of the reasons why it's so powerful is because it also insinuates a healing of any past like mistakes. For those of you who are
Mm,
listening, I just did air quotes, right? Because kind of like how you were saying before, even with women in the mom arena, we're so hard on ourselves typically. And so I
mhm.
imagine the same thing can happen when you are wanting to build your real estate portfolio, but you're just like, oh, but I tried it before and this happened, or I made this
Yes.
mistake. It's like you want to carry that baggage. But that thought is so powerful because it insinuates so much. It insinuates a healed past from any money, decisions, and then the trust. That's really powerful.
Yeah. And I really do like to think of business as a healing modality.
Mm,
Like for you to build your
hmm.
business, whatever that might be, it will heal you
Yeah.
from the inside out
Yeah.
and people around you.
Yeah. That is so. And so tell us, and I heard you share basically in how you've talked about your story, but if you don't mind, kind of recap how your business has healed you.
Oh yeah. I think, well, I mean, I guess the main thing would be me being okay with me,
Hmm.
me allowing myself to be human has
Yeah.
been huge.
Yeah.
Me, I felt the graspiness at the beginning of like, I need to make
Mm,
this work. And
yes.
and that was coming from conditional love for myself. And
Yeah.
so when it really came to my like knowing my worth, which I think as women, we're
Hmm.
always going to question at some level. That's just like, that's
Hmm.
okay. But
Yeah.
as surely as you can know that, I don't have to achieve to prove something. I don't have to
Yes.
sell. I don't have to buy. I don't have to make money to prove something. And
Yeah.
for me to go from to step into, I get to make money because I love it. And I'm not wrong for it. Like someone loves to
Right.
golf and someone's obsessed with surfing. And I love to make money. And
Yes.
that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
okay for me to let myself love that.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think that's been really healing for me because at some point, someone in my life who loved me really deeply said, what did they say? It was sort of, I love you for your capacity, right? Because I've always been able
Mm.
to do a lot and hold a lot.
Hmm.
I had
Yeah.
this perspective of like, I hold the world,
Hmm.
which felt very weighty and lonely sometimes.
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
being able to just be with myself and love myself no matter what I achieve.
Yeah.
It's just like always being with me. I call it being
Right.
resonant with myself. Like I am my own best friend. I'm the kindest person in the world to me. I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
right. Like I'm working on it with my coach
Working on
actively,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Like I have places and ways that I just don't let my mind go there anymore.
Mm.
Like when I want to make myself wrong or think I did something wrong, I just like, I
Hmm.
don't speak to myself that way.
Yeah.
That's a no. That's how I say it. That's a no.
Yes. That's a no. Love that. That's so good. Like an intentional choice, like, right? Because
Right.
we can choose where we want to go and take our thoughts. And I hear you just saying some avenues I decide not to go down with my thoughts.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
instead, I put in other thoughts like, I trust me.
Hmm.
I will have my back no matter what. Like
Hmm.
that enables me to pursue my dreams fully
Yes.
because I know
Yes.
I can feel any emotion
Yes.
and I will have my back. Like I will never make myself wrong for something I did.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
so beautiful to be with yourself like that ferociously, that deeply, that
Hmm.
so convicted in that trust and like I am on my own side.
Yeah. I am on my own side. I like that. Yeah. That is so freeing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so powerful. This has been such a good conversation, and I love all of our like thought talk, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
We get to geek out on our favorite things.
On our favorite things, yeah, yeah. So I would love for us, for you to share with the listeners how they can connect with you to learn more about you, and if there's anything else that you want to say and wrap up, any final words of wisdom, feel free, and then yeah, share with the listeners how they can connect with you.
Yeah. So the best place to connect with me is just searching RE_life coach on Instagram. I think it's
Mm.
also on Twitter and other
Perfect.
places, but Instagram's probably the best. And
Okay.
then you can just go to my link tree and from there you'll find freebies and book a consult and other things so that we could talk about working together.
Yeah. This has been so wonderful. Alyssa, thank you so much for just being here with me. I love this conversation, and I know our listeners are really going to be inspired by your testimony. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a delight to talk with you.
All right, everyone, have a great day.